It's time for Coach's Corner on KCCR AM 1240 and 98.9 FM. Coach's Corner, live from the Long Branch, is brought to you by Kruger Contracting, Avera St. Mary's, Bank West, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas. Coach's Corner is also brought to you by Edward Jones Financial, Gateway Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Midwest Co-op, and Oahe Federal Credit Union. Coach's Corner is also brought to you by Lamb Motor, First Dakota National Bank, Todd's Electric, Shane's Pharmacy, and Wagner Auto. And now, live from the Long Branch in downtown Pierre, it's award-winning KCCR Sports Director, John Winkler.
And a good evening as we welcome you here live at the Long Branch for another edition of a Coach's Corner, as we will talk here today with Coach Brian White of the Sully Bees Chargers, as well as talking with the head coach of the Stanley County Buffaloes and Max Foth. And to finish out the night, we'll talk with head coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre Governor boys basketball team. We will not talk with Steve Steele tonight, but we will talk with him again next week. The Capitals are off. The boys team is off this week. They do not play on Saturday and Sunday. But for the girls, they will play in Rapid City to play the Rushmore Thunder coming up on Saturday. We'll have that game for you. But then we'll rejoin and have Coach Steele back on the show next week, Wednesday, as the Capitals will get back into games after having a full weekend off of hockey games. But we will talk with basketball coaches here. Boys basketball today, as we'll talk with Coach Brian White of the Sully Bees Chargers. They picked up a big win last night. They'll play Miller tomorrow night. Stanley County, Max Foth, his team is going to be going down to the Jones County tournament starting tomorrow as they take on Jones County in the first round of that tournament. We'll talk with him about that. And they have not played since January 4th, so they've been off for an entire week. Also, we'll talk with head coach Brandon Kusler after the game against Winter last night. Unfortunately, did not get the win to the Governors. However, they will be taking on the Mitchell Colonels tomorrow, and we'll have that one for you on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. But we'll talk with her about last night's game and tomorrow night's game as they're in the midst of a couple busy days. We'll talk with her here coming up towards the end of the show. We'll talk with Coach Brian White here in just a moment as we will return and talk with him here on Coach's Corner, live from the Long Branch here on at KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dale and DT here for the LB.
You know, Dale, the Long Branch offers variety, live music, and drink specials to help you unwind.
True, but you have got to try one of the most diverse menus available.
Got to get in a shout-out for their wings, some of the best in town. Tuesdays, they have wing specials and a killer selection of flavors.
And now, the LB is home of KCCR's Coach's Corner. Wednesday nights up on the big stage.
Come for the food, stay for the fun. The LB, the Long Branch, 351 South Pier Street in downtown Pierre.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are
Electric Service has experienced electricians for any job. Call 223-2518 to schedule your project. Todd's Electric Service is your line to power. 223-2518.
As long as you have a local cooperative, you'll never farm alone. At CHS Midwest Cooperative, our team is your team, ready to help you make the decisions that are vital to your operation. From the seed, plant health, and marketing the grain, to fuel to keep you running, the feed to supplement your herds, and the financing programs to make it all possible. We're here for you. Give CHS Midwest Cooperative a call today and let us show you the value of the co-op. Local, loyal, and trusted for generations.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. You'll find a great selection of quality new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep vehicles, plus a great selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take good care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and body shop, along with a friendly financing team that'll do their best to get you into your next new or pre-owned vehicle with financing that fits your budget. Wagner Auto is your local, family-owned, full-service dealership in Pierre. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back to Coach's Corner here at the Long Branch and here on KCCR, and joining me is Coach Brian White of the Sully Bees Chargers, who picked up a huge win against the Ipswich Tigers last night, 35-33 at home, and will be at home then again on Thursday as the Miller Rustlers will be in town. But before we talk about Miller on Thursday, let's talk about last night's game. That's a huge win, a 2B win for you guys. That's back-to-back 2B wins and have a chance for a third one coming up. But just for an Ipswich team that is very good, just how important is that win for you guys going now farther in the season?
You know, it's just a good win because it just shows that we're improving, you know. We're getting better. We're a better team today than we were a couple weeks ago. And if we just continue on that path, we'll give ourselves a chance to be a pretty good team down the stretch. And it's always fun when you have close games and great crowds and kids get great experiences. And I thought that's what everybody got last night, and that was a lot of fun.
You know, and obviously you talked with DT early in the morning and talking about that game, and you guys moved into a 2 and really packed it in tight. The ability to be able to do that and force those outside shots, and the ability to be able to move into a zone and work it perfectly and work it. I mean, that was the game when you hold them to 33 points. That's got to make you happy to see that defensive effort from your guys.
Yeah, I thought kids played really, really well last night. I thought they understood what we were trying to do. We did a really good job of contesting jump shots, forcing jump shots, and forcing them to have to do something they probably weren't as comfortable doing as they would have liked to be, like, you know, kind of slight change up for them. And I thought our kids did a great job of understanding who their top scorers were. That's those guys. Get a lot of things done in that sense. So really proud of their defensive effort. And really one of the things, probably the key of the game, the way we rebounded the basketball. Jesse Shaw was an absolute monster on the glass. Dwight Kinney did a really good job. Jordan Shaw. Those two did a great job on the glass night long. We held them to one shot out. If you're in a zone and that changes.
Talk with Coach Brian White here of the Sully Chargers here on Coach's Corner. And you kind of just mentioned right there that they'll be able to rebound and limit to one shot per possession. That really, really hurts, and that's got to be frustrating. You know, and obviously that happens to a team that's frustrating, but that's going to be frustrating to a team that likes to work the ball inside and likes to work the ball down low. To have to take those jump shots, but then also not to be able to have those.
Yeah, you know, I think as a coach, there's probably nothing more frustrating than to have a great defensive possession and then give up an offensive rebound and a layup. And we didn't allow that last night, and that was a big game changer for us. And we got 2 or 3 of those that they played really well. They had a great defensive possession, and Jesse Shaw went up and got an offensive board and a putback,
Buttes does so well is play a lot of really good competition. You're 0-4 to start the season. You've won the last 2 games, 2-4. I think it's got to be hard for any kid. It's got to be hard no matter what. You see the record. You know that you're playing tough teams, so you're trying to hit home that record doesn't define you. It never does, but a record doesn't define you. You played really good competition, but to see that and then come to fruition and not let this go to be 0-6 because these aren't easier teams that you're playing, but because of the strength of schedule, you look at it and say these are games now that you look in the schedule and say these games, and that's I feel like deja vu right now because I feel like I talked to you about this, but it's simple, but it's not that simple to get the job done. These 2 wins are very, very important for the kids' mental toughness too.
Yeah, and I think that's part of our kids kind of learn that throughout here. We know we're going to play good teams. We know we're going to play really good competition every year. We don't shy away from it, and we kind of embrace the fact that we're going to go out and play Winter, Winter just beat Pierre last night. We're going to go out and play Avery and Roncalli, who is trying not to have them last, but they're really good basketball. Lyman's got a really good. We're going to go play and if we win games or if we lose some games, we understand. Our kids understand we're playing up a level. And it's only going to benefit us down the stretch because it just makes us tougher, makes us a better basketball team when we get to crunch time. So, really proud of our kids for practice time. That's where I tend to see it. Just be everything kind of get up in the game, but you go kind of get beat down a little bit, and practice is hard. It's tiresome. So our kids have really learned to toughness there. They're grinding through, and now they're seeing some fruits of their labor.
And now we'll move on to Miller here on Thursday for you guys tomorrow, and of course DT will have that doubleheader on Country 95.3, and you can watch it on Country 95.3 Sports. But this Miller team comes in without a win, and we just talked about all the good competition, and not going to say that Miller is not a good competition to have, but that record there kind of shows that maybe being a team on the bottom of the totem pole in the strength of schedule, but they're still a tough team. What makes a Miller, especially a team that's looking for their first win, what makes them tough going into
Well, part of it is the fact that we're playing a stretch of, I think, 4 games. So can we stay mentally focused through this process, And if our kids can stay locked and give another great effort, we'll give ourselves a good opportunity in the game. But we're also talking about we're not good enough to not give our best effort on a night to win game. So our guys understand, and hopefully, this. They've reached that. Sometimes high school kids don't always understand that, but they've been reached that. I think that they get that we've got to come and play the best of our abilities every night. And if we do that, we give us some great shots. If not, fight for the basketball. So I think they understand that they want to get better. They want to continue to grow as a team, and I think they're having a lot of fun playing together right now. So that's a big.
we're talking with Coach Brian White of the Silver Chargers. They take on Miller tomorrow night in a doubleheader, and DT Meyer will have the call on Country 95.3. You can watch it on YouTube at Country 95 Sports. This is also a stretch. You talk about 4 games in 8 days, but it's 3 straight games of region opponents. And you're 2-0 now. You can go 3-0 with the win against Miller. To make the SODAC 16, you got to go through that region tournament. And I know we're still at the beginning of January. That's not till the end of February, the beginning of March before you have to go do that. But that's also got to lead to some confidence. If you go 3-0 right now, well, that's 3 teams that you feel confident to be able to beat again, or if you play them again, you feel confident to get that win to make us SODAC 16.
Yeah, I don't really think I haven't looked up for 50%. I don't know that our kids have. I hope our kids haven't. We just want to get better every day. I'm really with the process. The
brings up, got to ask that question is, what's going to take to knock off Miller tomorrow night to continue this tough stretch, but then be 3-0 in this 4 games?
Well, biggest thing is we're going to have to rebound basketball. We're going to have to take it. If we defend well, I think we win basketball. So, but we got to finish every possession. That's the key for us. That's the key for pretty much every team out there. But we are a little bit undersized. You got to work on another great effort last night, hoping that they give it another.
And one more question before I wrap it up. I'm going to flip the ball here real quick. There's 14 teams right now. You have a prediction of who's going to come out as the Super Bowl winner before the playoffs even starts?
As the winner.
As the winner. Super Bowl champion.
Well, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'm cheering for the Cowboys. But you know, it's the dark horse. I'm going to give you the dark horse, all right?
Okay, all right.
Don't sleep on the Bengals.
Don't sleep on the Bengals. Okay.
Don't sleep on the Bengals. Just telling you.
All right. So
that's my dark horse one.
So you'd be okay with seeing a Cowboys Bengals Super Bowl?
Oh, that's fun. That'd be a good one.
I would have to agree with that. I really enjoyed seeing a Cowboys or just the Cowboys in the Super Bowl in general. But I'd like to see a Cowboys. I like that pick. We'll see if it comes true.
And for I know he's on the air for you with tell him that everybody's cheering the Packers.
You know what? You're exactly
right. That is on the record for the color man for the Cubs. Everybody's
that is fantastic. Coach Brian White of the Soybeans Chargers. You've got all the right answers. There has not been a wrong answer that you've had from the beginning all the way to the end. You're exactly right. Coach, I appreciate the time. It's good to talk to you. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll talk again soon here on Coach.
Thanks for having us on. We greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Coach Brian White of the Soybeans Chargers. Again, they play Millard tomorrow in Oneida, and T. Meyer will have the call on Country 95.3 and PureCountry.com. We'll return with more Coach's Corner next. Coach Brian White, he's got the right answers for football. You're listening to Coach's Corner here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
DT and Dale here for the Long Branch Downtown Pier. You know, the LB is a great place to kick back, relax, and unwind.
It has been for years. It has a fantastic menu for lunch or dinner.
Yeah. But we would be remiss if we didn't tell you about the best wings in town.
Tuesdays at the LB, try the delicious wings. And the more you buy, the more you save. LB, the Long Branch Downtown Pier. Now the home of KCCR's Coach's Corner. Stay.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit EdwardJones.com or stop by your local Pier Area Edward Jones office for financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
At Avera Health Plans, health insurance is more than just coverage. It's about making connections. We connect you with quality health care so you're covered when you need it. To health coaches and nurses who help meet your health goals. And to a quality network of providers, specialists, and 24/7 virtual care. Our focus is on your everyday well-being. Wherever you are along the journey, choose our health plan with connections. Connect with your agent or visit AveraHealthPlans.com.
Years. Todd's Electric has had the privilege of providing electric wiring solutions for residential, commercial, and agricultural customers in central South Dakota. From calls, large commercial projects, Todd's Electric has experienced electricians for any job. Call 2518. Schedule your budget. Electric service is your line to power. 223-2518.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre still wants your trade or your spare vehicle, and we're willing to give you top dollar. And we'll throw in an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Sell us your car, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you an additional 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Trade in your vehicle for a new or different one, and Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota will give you 250 Pierre Pride dollars. Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit GatewayFordToyota.com.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back here at the Long Branch for Coach's Corner, as we are joined here with Coach Max Voth of the Stanley County Buffaloes. And, Coach, it's been a while since we last talked, but it's also been a while since you last played. You're on a 4-game winning streak, but that 4-game winning streak, you got that 4th game 8 days ago. So it's been a little while since you've last played.
Yeah, we're ready for a game. We've got such a senior-laden group. They've played terrific over this 4-game stretch. We've gotten better each game. We're getting closer to playing a more complete game. But, yeah, we're definitely ready for a game. We had some unlucky reschedule type of stuff, but we're excited to get going back to the Jones County tournament.
And get going you will, because you'll play 3 games over the next 3 days for sure. No matter if you go 0-3, 3-0, you're going to be playing 3 games starting tomorrow in the Jones County tournament. But then the McLaughlin game that was supposed to be played last Thursday is now being made up on Monday at home. So that's nice. It's at home, but you're playing 4 games in 5 days after not playing for 8 straight days. That's going to be a challenge, but also one that I'm sure that all the kids are excited about too.
Yeah, a couple of the seniors kind of gave a deep sigh, like, oh no, but just because they just know how hard it is to play, a complete game, with the intensity that we require them to do so, and they really know what's coming. So, like I told them, we've been preaching, all kinds of water, make sure you're taking your vitamins, make sure you're eating right, because, we've had a little time off here, a little extra practice time, which is great. But ready or not, we got 4 games in 5 days coming up, and like we were talking before we got on here, that'll put us at almost the halfway point of our season, like that. So ready or not, here we go.
Yeah, you're 4-1 of the season right now, number 2 seed in the 6A standings. But let's go all the way back here, because you lost your first game of the year and have rounded off those wins right after that. What's been the most impressive thing about that team? Not just winning those games, but also having Christmas break in between there, having that long extended period, and still coming away with now 4 straight wins.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that we've gotten a little bit better each game. One thing that we really struggled with the first couple of games was some of our shooting numbers were low for what we expected and what we wanted them to be. Not just low percentage from 3, but, a low percentage from 2 as well. You go all the way back to the second game of the year. We were actually down 29-20 against Phillip at halftime, and I looked at the iPad, and Coach Hofteser looked at it, and I thought it had to be wrong, But in that first half, we had shot 21 2-point field goals in the first half and made 2. So going into halftime, we had shot less than 10% from the 2-point line, and obviously you can't win many games doing that. So our boys have bounced back, and we played a tremendous half against Phillip, ended up outscoring them. I think it was about 41-13 in the second half to kind of win that thing going away. So we kind of showed exactly how poorly we could play at times, and then we showed exactly how well we could play at times. And be a part of being a coach is trying to get those guys to understand, here's what we're doing wrong, here's how we can fix it, and let's go perform better. And that's what's been fun about this team is they've gotten a little bit better each time out. You look back at our Highmore game that we had. We outscored them 19, I think it was 19-7 at the end of the first quarter, and then in the second quarter, we pitched a shutout, which, I was telling the boys at halftime, I was like, I'm pretty sure that hasn't happened since, I took this job here at Stanley County. We were up 32-7 at halftime, and, we ended up being comfortable and being ahead, and we won that thing going away. So we've played a little bit better each time out, and we've improved one aspect of our game or one aspect of our team each time we've gone out and played. And as a coach, that's all you can really ask for, especially this early in the season.
Yeah, and that's that's a pretty fun mark to be at right now, but there's still, we just talked about it, there's a lot of games coming up here in the next couple of days. Well, one of the things, too, is you played 5 games so far this season, right?
Yep.
And one of your 5 opponents is your 6th game opponent. So you played Jones County, you beat them, but then you got to turn back around and play them in the first round of the Jones County tournament. So not only are you playing just your 6th game of the season right now tomorrow, you're still only playing it's still only the 5th opponent that you're seeing in those 6 games.
Yeah, that's one thing that's been nice for us is, getting a chance to look back at the film and see, exactly what Jones County likes to do offensively, what they're trying to do to us defensively, and how we can find ways to have success on both ends of the court. And it was fun with some of our extra practice time, we were able to show some of our boys, the difference in our defense against Jones County. And then our difference in our last game that we played against Highmore. And you could see that there was a drastic change, and it was a real focus by our seniors that really drove us to playing a lot better defense. And that's the thing about defense is, if it travels. It's one of those things that if you defend well, you're always going to give yourself a chance. You don't know if you're going to have a good shooting night or a shooting night that we had at the beginning of the Phillip game, but you can if you can trust your defense and rely on your defense, then you're going to be in a lot of games, and that's what I'm hoping for this weekend and in this stretch.
Now, you guys always, usually have 4-day weeks of school, so you're off on Friday. Obviously, Monday is a holiday, so you don't have school again on Monday. And having those 4 games in 5 days, you'll go to school tomorrow, and then you'll start that stretch of 4 games in 5 days. Is it kind of nice not to have school at all in that span to kind of get guys maybe some extra rest? Or is it maybe a challenging thing, too, because you get out of the rhythm of going to school, getting on a bus, and then go play some basketball?
I think it's a little bit of both. 4 games in 5 days is a lot to ask any team. I'm just lucky that I get to coach these seniors that have played so much varsity basketball. They do a great job of being focused and locked in at practice, and it really helps make everything a little bit easier. And I think it's important to make sure you kind of stay in that same routine as whenever you get up. Woo!
Bless you.
Sorry, guys. So stay in that same routine of getting up, get something to eat, move around a little bit. If you want to go catch a nap. And we will have shoot-arounds and that type of deal during the Jones County tournament. So that'll be helpful for our guys. But it'll be a challenge, but I'd be more nervous if I had a team that was a younger basketball team than the one we have.
And again, the Jones County tournament starts tomorrow. You also have the very last game of the day for Jones County in the Jones County tournament, 8 o'clock. And you want to be playing the last game of the day on Friday and the last game of the day on Saturday then, because it means you won and got yourself the championship on both Friday and Saturday, going to the semifinals and the championship. But playing it so late at night, again, no school on Friday, I guess that's probably also going to be kind of nice. Now there's times where things get backed up. You get close to an 8 o'clock game as it is in a regular season game, but overall it's, it probably doesn't mean too much to play at any time of the day. Obviously, you want to play at the end of the day because that's where you would go if you win, but overall the time doesn't really matter in that first game of the tournament.
Yeah, it'll be good for our guys. It'll be fun for us because we'll be able to jump on the bus early enough to make sure we get to watch Lyman and Cologne play that game before us. So we'll have an idea of who we're going to play depending on how we do in the game after that. So either way, we'll know exactly what we're going up against and what we got to get prepared for that quick turnaround. And hopefully, like you said, jump on the bus at about the same time to go to that same time game at 8 o'clock the next night.
You're listening to KCCR Peoria Riverfront Broadcasting Station as we're past 6 o'clock, talking with Coach Max Voth of the Stanley County Buffaloes. This Jones County tournament is always, I I like to think it's one of the more premier tournaments in the States, or at least in the central South Dakota area, because there's a lot of really good teams that go down there to Jones County and play in that tournament. And that's going to be fun for you to see all the talent that's down there. It's fun for everybody that goes down and watches and sees so much talent being played in with those 8 teams.
Yeah, it's a tremendous tournament. You know, at the beginning of my career, I was a little sour on it just because, you know, I was a first-year head coach, and now I got to do 3 games in 3 days. You know, what's this about? What's this like? And ever since then, you grow to love it. You know, it's a lot of fun. It kind of gets you ready in that mindset for hopefully playing in another tournament later down the road. But, you know, this tournament has had outstanding teams over the past few years. You know, just last year, for example, Lyman and White River both made the state tournament for Class B. So there's definitely some very good talent in this tournament, and hopefully we go out there and play well enough to kind of showcase what kind of talent we have. And you know, there's some big teams and some big names, but I like to think that if we play our best basketball, we should be able to play with anybody and maybe try to sneak out a win.
I don't want to jump ahead here because you got to get past Jones County on Thursday, but Lyman would probably be that team. If you win, they're probably going to win and be that team. You maybe didn't scout them a whole lot because it was going to be the first game of the season, but that game got postponed against Lyman. So you probably already had an idea anyway, just because you've played them before and you play them year after year. But it also is odd, too, because, again, it's your 6th game of the season, about to play Jones County again for the 2nd time, and then you might play a team that you already prepared for that you didn't actually play in the Lyman Raiders.
Yeah, it's a little fickle for sure. It's definitely strange, but, yeah, we can't control that drawing that they do to be able to place those teams. And you know, like you said, we certainly don't want to overlook Jones County, but, you know, I'd be lying if I said that I hadn't looked at some Lyman film and done some studying just in case type of deal. And yeah, they're a very talented basketball team. You know, they do a lot of things really well. We've got a lot of basketball boys that played on our football team that feel a certain way about Lyman for ending their senior football season. So I look for that. And then plus the distance, you know, it's only a little over a half hour away. All those kids know each other. They've been playing against each other since they were 3rd grade basketball teams and doing their travel in basketball. So everybody's friends with everybody. And hopefully if we take care of business on Thursday night, that hopefully we get to see the Raiders on Friday night, and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, Stanley County is taking on Jones County in the Jones County tournament in the first round. 8 o'clock is the scheduled tip time of that one, the final game of round 1. If they win, they play 8 o'clock again on Friday. And if you guys do fall, you'll play the second game of the day, which I believe is at 2:30 on Friday. Obviously, we won't talk about that because the mindset is getting ready, you know, going to get set to play at 8 o'clock on Friday night. But how do you get the job done? How do you beat Jones County? Because it's always hard to beat a team twice, no matter what their record is. It's hard to beat a team twice. How do you get that job done in a short amount of time, too?
I think the biggest thing we have to do is just continue to not turn the basketball over. You know, you look at our Highmore game, you know, we finished that game with only 6 turnovers, and you turn the ball over that low amount of times and you play as good a defense as we did, you give yourself a chance to win almost every game you're out there. And that's the biggest thing is they've got to look at us. You know, they've got the same film that we've got. They've had to study that. I'm sure they'll be throwing some wrinkles at us. It's how quickly we can adjust as a team to attack those wrinkles and be able to take advantage of what they're trying to do to us. And then we saw the same film as well. You know, we're going to try to mix some things up, try to mess with them a little bit more, and we finally hit on some things that we really liked in that second half of that game. So hopefully we can add to those, and hopefully we can start out quickly.
You know, and you mentioned it a couple times that your team's a senior-heavy team, that there's a lot of guys that have got a lot of varsity experience. You know, Lathan Prince, Cormac Duffy, Strand Scott, Dason Titsy. All those guys are very, very good. Who's been someone that maybe has surprised you a little bit, that has taken a role and has embraced that role and has done very, very well in the first couple games of the season?
One guy, well, a couple guys in particular, and they're younger guys, and they're learning, and it's funny to watch that dynamic of those guys that you mentioned, those seniors that do so well for us, watch them kind of bring these younger guys under the wing. But, you know, Brock Zeeb had his first start for us against Highmore. He's a sophomore for us. He did a tremendous job. We've had to battle some sickness. We've had other illness. We've had some kids banged up and hurt, so we had to, you know, promote Brock to the starting lineup for that game. So you always worry about his first official start as a sophomore, how are the nerves and how everything. And I'd say after the first couple minutes, he kind of relaxed and understood what he needed to give us, and he's done a great job. And our, one other freshman that's really impressed us has been Caden Montana. He does a great job. He's a great listener. He asks questions. He wants to know. And as I've said before, I sound like a broken record at this point, but he's lucky to be able to learn from guys like Cormac Duffy and Lathan Prince and Dason Titsey that have been starting guards for us. Prince since he was a freshman, and Cormac's been starting since he was a sophomore, and they've played so many minutes for us that it's really nice for them to be able to take some of these younger guys under their wing and kind of show them not only the how we do things, but why we do things the way we do. And it's fun as a coach to be able to sit back and kind of look and, yep, okay, yeah, nod your head and, all right, let's go on to the next drill. Like, he nailed it. So, moving on.
And that's going to be impressive, too, because as a freshman, it's intimidating to try and ask questions to not even just the head coach, but to older players. You don't want to look like that guy that, asking too many questions and being that annoying freshman. There's a lot of timidness when you're 14, 15 years old trying to ask 18-year-old kids and ask a head coach, and not, you don't want to ruffle any feathers as a freshman. But to be able to do that and to be a quick learner and to do all that takes a lot of guts, and that takes a lot of heart to do it too.
Absolutely. It's another thing that just goes to show his character, and another good thing that Coach Hofteaser and myself have really done a nice job with over the years is making sure our kids are comfortable with making mistakes. Just being human with them and letting them know, I make tons of mistakes every day. It's not only the mistake that you make, it's what you do after you do it and after you learn about it and how you could do better from it. So instead of making those mistakes and me having to coach it, then he just asks, we fix it before it's even an issue, and away we go. And it's a really fun team to coach. Like I said, we've got 3 seniors averaging double digits right now, and that's Lathan and Cormac and Strand, and it's just any team that keys in on any one guy to slow down, the other 2 seem to pick up the slack and take care of that for us. So we're very lucky to have these kids, and these kids have put a ton of time in, and hopefully we can go and showcase just how talented and just how hard they work this weekend.
Again, the Jones County Tournament comes up starting tomorrow, and the Stanley County Buffaloes will be playing in the final game of the day against Jones County. That is an 8 o'clock tip-off. If the Buffaloes do win, they will play at 8 o'clock then Friday night in the semifinals. And really looking forward to a fun Jones County tournament. Always is fun, but looking forward to see just how good the Buffs can be in this Jones County tournament. So, all right, now we're going to transition to another topic. And I'm going to take a shot at you for making a mistake because you're wearing a 49ers hat right now.
Had to do it.
Had to do it. You and I talked on Monday to make sure to get things worked out, lined out for you to be on Coach's Corner here on Wednesday. But you're a 49ers fan. I'm a Cowboys fan, and they are playing each other on Sunday night or Sunday afternoon in the first round of the playoffs. So, one, it took a lot of restraint for both of us to agree to do this in this week. But it still is a little bit tough it's been hard to look at that 49ers hat the entire time I've been doing this interview. I don't know why I didn't wear any Cowboys stuff, but I should have to that way you know how it feels right now of me having to look at that 49ers hat the whole time.
Yeah, you might be able to next week too. Being a Niners fan has been tough this year. There's been really good games and really fun games, and as my wife can attest to, I don't think I sat down for about the last 45 minutes of Niners-Rams. I was just pacing back and forth because I knew we had to win or tie to get into the playoffs, and we got to make it happen here, boys. And it's just irrational love for that team that just makes me feel like a kid again. I love watching those guys, and it's just fun to be a fan for a minute. You spend so much time coaching and helping these guys and trying to figure things out. It's fun to just hit that pause button and just, I'm going to sit here and sit or wander around my house and yell at the TV a little bit. It's pretty nice.
So with the Cowboys and 49ers playing, and, of course, you can listen to that game on KCCR. We'll have all the playoff games. You want to make a friendly wager on this game? Because I have a nice Cowboys polo that you could teach in all day long if the Cowboys win. And I know you have a lot of 49ers stuff, and I don't want to – I mean, there's other teams that I would really, really hate to put on any kind of any kind of attire of their team, but I would do it. Do you want to make a friendly wager on this game?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
If those people that know me know I'm not scared to gamble every once in a while. So, yeah, we could definitely make a friendly wager.
Okay, so if the Cowboys win, you have to teach with a nice Cowboys polo shirt for an entire day. Maybe you got to still wear purple during a game, so I won't make you wear a Cowboys shirt during the basketball game. That would be fun if you guys were that Cowboy blue or silver. I'd make you do it, but
Yep.
I won't make you do that. But if the 49ers win, what's the reverse side? If the 49ers win, what do you want me to do?
See, I think we're going to have to, since this is radio and online and there's no video, I think we're just going to have you post a social media account wearing this nice, slick Patrick Willis jersey that I have, and you'll congratulate the Niners on a great first-round win and how you're pulling for them, hopefully in Green Bay the next week. So I think if we do that, I think that sounds pretty fair because, I got to be all day in a polo that's probably a little small, but I'll make it work.
You just get the muscles going, and you get a good workout in, and it'll really pop out the muscles for you too.
There we go.
But all right, we're on the radio, but we just shook hands, so it is an official deal. And of course, I'll make sure too to make we'll make a social media post no matter what, and I'll make someone take a picture of it and send it to me, or you can have someone take a picture, and that way we can get it on social media. That way everybody can see you wearing it, because that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm not going to be wearing anything. You're going to be wearing that Cowboys polo.
Wearing a snug Cowboys polo. All right,
and
let's
you're gonna enjoy wearing that snug Cowboys polo anytime next week. I might even just stop by over at Stanley County and
see it in person.
Yeah, see it in person. That way, yeah, exactly. But again, the Cowboys and 49ers play. They're the second game of the day on Sunday. Of course, all 6 games of the first round and all the playoff games will be on KCCR. Aren't you glad now, too, that the 49ers and Cowboys aren't playing Monday night? That way you don't have to miss that game I mean, obviously you would go coach basketball. You wouldn't
I don't know. I might have had to call in. I might have had to tell Coach Hofteaser, you got the reins tonight. Go get it done.
Well, if the 49ers win, you'd be okay with it. If the 49ers had lost, then you'd be like, why didn't I go coach basketball? I didn't have to watch this. But, but it is good. We'll have all those games on KCCR, and, of course, the Stanley County Buffaloes will be playing in the Jones County Tournament coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Monday at home against McLaughlin. I know the activities website showed versus McLaughlin at McLaughlin High School, but it is at Stanley County. It's a home doubleheader, correct? The girls and the boys will both be playing.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, we got that one rescheduled, and yeah, like we said earlier, come see us play our 4th game in 5 days.
Great.
So hopefully we got some in-shape boys, and we'll get after it.
And hopefully you're going for your 4th win in those 4th game in 5 days.
Yep, fingers crossed.
So before I do let you go, what's that number one thing for you guys to have a successful Jones County tournament, but also have a successful 4 games in 5 days?
I think and I sound like a broken record at this point, but our defense has played really well these past 4 games. If we continue to lean on that defense, that'll get us there. Because at the end of the tournament, your legs aren't quite there. Some of the shots that maybe fell on Thursday night probably aren't going to go down on Saturday night, but that defensive intensity has got to maintain throughout that tournament, and especially going into Monday as well. We got to be able to be smart. Take that Sunday off, and hopefully my guys do nothing but lay around and watch football and nap and rest and take care of their body. That way they're ready to go for, like you said, 4th game in 5 days. We went from haven't played in a while to, oh boy, we're going to play a lot. So, ready or not, here we go.
Coach Max Felth of the Stanley County Buffaloes. Coach, I appreciate the time. I'm looking forward to you wearing that Cowboys shirt sometime next week. And have fun this weekend. Good luck this weekend, except for Sunday. Good luck Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, but not good luck on Sunday.
That's fair enough. We'll take it.
Head Coach Max Felth of the Stanley County Buffaloes. They play the Jones County Tournament starting tomorrow as they will take on Jones County. Back with Coach Brandon Kusler of the Imperial Boys Basketball Team next. You're listening to Coach's Corner live from the Long Branch here on KCCR.
even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It takes hard work to reach goals. It's a truth that applies to more than just sports. It also goes for your financial goals. You work hard for your money. You deserve an investment strategy that lines up with your game plan. Your local Edward Jones financial advisor can help. If your investments aren't getting you closer to the win, visit edwardjones.com or stop by your local Pierre area Edward Jones office for a financial review. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
This is Coach's Corner on Central South Dakota Sports Station, AM 1240, today's KCCR.
As we welcome you back here to the Long Branch, as we're joined here with Coach Brianna Kusler of the Superior Governor boys basketball team. And Coach, after last night, a tough loss to Winter, a good Winter team that you faced down the road, a good road test. And, you know, one of the things that Nathan Oz and I were talking about last night was that the atmosphere there, it felt like, you feel it in Pierre, but it's always for you. It's not against you. And last night, it's kind of that one. You don't really feel that on the road too much. It's hard to win AA basketball on the road, no matter what. But that atmosphere was just something that you don't really see in AA basketball. It was Winter, and what Pierre has is really good.
Yeah, it was one of those things that, of course, you want to come out on top, but just the environment alone, playing in that type of setting is something that, that's late season type atmospheres right there. And so if you can find ways to make positive impacts during games like that, their student section was on the floor half the game. It felt like they might have been playing defense for them. Maybe that was what was going on. But they were on the floor. Their coach was all over the floor. So, they had 10 guys playing defense, so that's what it felt like at times. But it is definitely an advantage, certainly for them to have that atmosphere, and we're working our way back to having that sort of an atmosphere here. We're getting crowds, but we certainly have the ability to do that here and get excited. But we talked a lot, even at halftime and after the game, on the way that they celebrate in that gym, whether they're down 20 or up 2. Or that's the go-ahead bucket. They celebrate like they just won the state championship, and that's something that you've got to be steady and you got to remain. It showed. I thought we kept our composure pretty well. They made their runs, and credit them last night. They weathered our storm at times, and unfortunately we were on the losing end last night. But again, a lot of lessons learned, and certainly you would love to be winning and learning, but sometimes losses will teach you a lot more.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things too is that you get an opportunity to find a positive out of the negative. And what was that one of the biggest positives to take away from that?
Our defense was outstanding last night. I thought that we made a lot of progress defensively, and in areas that we really emphasized on Monday in practice. And so to see that turnaround on Tuesday, them being able to translate what we did in practice and put that into action, that just shows what our kids are capable of, and they really have a growth mindset right now. We just got done talking about Kaizen, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but the Japanese term for constant improvement, and that's what we want every day. We looked at our goals that we set at the beginning of the year, or the kids set at the beginning of the year, and our goal was never beat winner or beat a certain team. Certainly, yes, you love to be able to win any game that you play, and that's the goal all the time. But our end goals and that constant improvement that you're looking for every single day in practice and that engagement, we're seeing that, and it's progress that's being made. Our goals are all still there, and we still have the ability to reach all of those. Sometimes there's some bumps in the road, and that just makes everything that much sweeter when you do reach those goals. But, I think there's a lot of positives that came from there. In a loss like that, those hurt more than ones where you get beat by 20 a lot of times. And but at the same time, then it's hard with, you're talking 16, 17, 18-year-old kids to see those type of things. But, man, they played hard, and they played together, and we saw a lot of really good basketball last night. And they credit winner. They played some pretty good defense on us as well. But I thought that we were getting the looks that we wanted. And at times, game of basketball, it just doesn't fall your way. And but when you hold teams to 46 points, there's a lot of times that you're going to come out on top. And that's a really positive thing for us, regardless of the outcome of the game.
And again, you're talking with Coach Brianna Kusler of the Pierre boys basketball team. Again, fell last night to winner, now 4-3, but no better time to end the 3-game losing skid than 24 hours basically from now, and when you guys take on the Mitchell Colonels. And they're a good team as well. You're going to see, Caden Hinker, and not just him, but Mitchell is a good team around him as well. But another good test for you guys here, as we get to the midway point of the season.
Right, they certainly go as Hinker goes, and we talked about that a lot. This has been a big-time growth stretch for us, and we just got done talking about, I have to remind myself that there are some of our kids that are getting considerable minutes on varsity that these are their first 7 games of varsity, and at the AA level, that we're holding them to a really high standard, and they are excelling. They are doing phenomenal. But also, it's a good reminder for me to have some patience with it, and it's not an overnight thing. You're not going to snap your fingers and everything's going to be perfect. But again, that constant improvement and just getting back in the gym, they're eager to learn every day. We had another great practice today, and this area of growth here, where you lose, you got one day before that next game, and you've got to have a short memory, and a positive memory. You certainly want to learn from those areas, but then move on, because if you continue to dwell on that, then that's only going to play into your next game, and just have that short memory of being able to put that behind us and come out ready to go. We're excited to be back at home, certainly. There's no better place to be than here. So we're looking forward to, it's going to be a good battle. ESD battle, that's something that my assistants and I, I know I didn't play that long ago, but when I was playing, it was still big old, you played every ESD school twice, and I love that. So any ESD matchup is a great one for us, and we're excited to be able to really get back into action.
And that's the crazy thing, too, is because Mitchell's already played 5 ESD games, I believe it is. You guys are playing your first one, and they're going to be playing their 6th one tomorrow. And now that doesn't mean that they've got the advantage over you guys by any means, or because you've still played pretty much, I think it's the same amount of games anyway, but they've played a lot of EST schools, which is just weird to say that, you know, they're playing their 6th game while you guys are playing your 1st, just how the schedule falls. But it is all important. I mean, you know, the one is AA seed points. They're a good team, so that's going to be a lot of points to pick up with a win. But you know, the bragging rights and what ESD is about is on the line, you know, starting tomorrow and the rest of those ESD games.
Yeah, you know, and I think we removed the double schedule of the ESD and years ago, or however many years it was, and go to everybody plays everybody. I don't know if these our kids quite understand how big the ESD title was. I mean, that was at times the ESD championship or the district championships. All those, and those were like the state championships. And those the rivalries that came from the ESD is something that a lot of us still remember. And we by no means has it gone away. So we're excited. We talk about it a lot. Where we want obviously every opponent, but the ESD schools, we really want to get those.
And again, the Mitchell Colonels are in town tomorrow, 6:40 for pregame coverage, 7 o'clock tip-off here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We're at Rigside Gym. Obviously, you know, we talked about it before on Monday going into the Tuesday game. We talked about it on Tuesday as well, that it's nice to get that win to stop the small streak that you're on right now. And obviously, another loss doesn't define you, doesn't help, but it doesn't hurt you to the point of saying, well, now we've lost 4 in a row, all hope is gone by any means at all. But it's nice to get that win. How do you get that job done? You know, and I'm sure with practice the way it was today, and you said it was another good practice, that you feel confident that, you know, the guys are ready to go for an opportunity to pick up that 5th win and to end this 3-game skid.
Yeah, I think continuing to play our game, which our game, a lot of it is predicated on our defense. And last night we made a lot of really good strides defensively, both with our man and our zone. And I think that being able to toss some different looks at teams and keep them on their toes is something that, as we continue to get more comfortable and confident in both of those defenses, it'll be something that'll be tough for teams to combat. But I mean, really, what it comes down to is focusing on us. And I keep repeating myself there, but that rebounding thing, we outboarded them last night, and we're seeing a lot of good plays from a rebounding standpoint and just a defensive standpoint, and we'll continue to progress there and make improvements there. And then I mean, execution, our shots are going to fall. They will. We won't stay in this for long. Tomorrow's a great opportunity for us to shoot better than what we did last night. And but continuing, you know, there were a lot of for people that aren't around every day, like we have the opportunity to be in the gym with the kids. There's some small things that are really big in my eyes that we made progress on last night, and just our team unity was one of those things. And it might not seem like much, but the communication, it improved so much last night, and that's such a positive for us. And you know that if we continue to progress in the ways that we are, good things are going to happen, and we're going to give ourselves a shot.
Coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre Governor boys basketball team, they take on Mitchell tomorrow as they'll be 6:40 for the pregame 7 o'clock tip-off at Riggs High School here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Coach, I appreciate the time. I wish, you know, we probably could go another 15 minutes here, but our time is running out. But I do appreciate the time. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the pregame show, but good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Head coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre boys basketball team will come back and wrap it up from the Long Branch here for Coach's Corner as you're listening on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. And we welcome you back here at the Long Branch one more time as we will bid you adieu. We'll come back at the same time, same place next week, Wednesday, here at the Long Branch. We appreciate them for hosting us another time. And thanks to head coach Brian White of the Sully Butte Chargers, head coach Max Foth of the Stanley County Buffaloes, and head coach Brandon Kusler of the Pierre Governor basketball team as they will take on Mitchell tomorrow night at 6:40. We'll start coverage and have 7 o'clock tip-off from Ricks High School. Thanks to Spencer Kelly back at the station. John Winkler here saying so long from the Long Branch. We'll be back next week from 5:30 to 6:30. You're listening to Coach's Corner here on KCCR.